Okay, here we are at Teachable and we're going to create a free course. Put our email address in. There we go, it's all straightforward. My test school is created. It's logging into my back office. And just notice here that the name is actually mytestschool3.teachable.com. So obviously there are some other schools that have been set up under my test school, so it's automatically appended the 3, which I'm not worried about. There's some questions here. I'm already teaching. Now, right off the back, we're going to go into the dashboard. Site. Now, this is where we can upload a site favicon, add the logo that shows up over here in the menu bar of our school, background image, so on and so forth. We can change the colours of our menus, buttons, links, headings, body text, so on. On the home page for our school, we can choose to use the default home page or a course directory or custom page that we set up, or even a specific course. And you can have different pages for logged in and logged out users. If you're on a paid plan, you can choose your own domain. Under custom links is in the top menu bar of your course, you have links showing up, and in the footer on the front end, and here you can add custom links. You can put new links in the header and new links in the footer. Code that you need to add to the head of your pages, such as Google Analytics or other tracking code, etc. JavaScript that needs to be in the head tags, you can add that here. If you want to change any of the text, if you're using another language or you just want to change the wording, this is where you do that, and you just change it in the box and type whatever you want, and it will change it on the front end. And you click save. Power Editor and webhooks I'm not going to go over right now. Student menu. This is when your students have joined your course. You will see their names and emails and be able to email them. You can filter your students, whether they're enrolled in a course, they've completed a course, so on and so forth. All the information is there. You can download it as a CSV to import it to another email program, or you can email all your students, so on and so forth. Pages. This is where you can create new pages, and I'm not going to go any further into that there. Under extensions, you can enable extensions to add further functionality. If you've got a MailChimp account, you can add your autoresponder for MailChimp here and have students automatically signed up to a MailChimp list. Google Analytics to track your course, and so on and so forth. Reports. On the free plan, you get basic financial report and also reports on your courses and number of students and so on. The help menu, very good help menu to get help when you get stuck doing things. And the next thing is the settings. This is where you can change the site name for your school. Add in a tagline description, which you should do. The email from name, the Facebook, Twitter username, if you want to include those. Don't forget, save the changes. Payment gateways, you only have access to that on the high volume plan. Payout details, if you're charging for your courses, you want to enter your PayPal email address here. And payments for any courses that you sell will be made by Teachable to your PayPal account. And just take notice of this paragraph here, that if you make a sale, someone purchases a course on the 15th of June, you will not get paid that money into your PayPal account until the first week of August, because from the 15th of June you need to allow 30 days for that student to have an option to get a refund, which would take you to at least the 15th of July. So your next payment date is not until the first week of the following month, which is August. Billing, this is where you can add your credit card details if you're on a paid plan so that Teachable can bill you and get paid. Teachable plan, this is where you can upgrade your plan, whether you want to pay monthly or yearly, and add in your credit card details. Email, when a student joins the school, when a student enrolls in paid course and free course, or when a subscription billing fails, you can turn on the emails to get notified of those events. Save it. Launch mode. Beware that unlaunching your school will temporarily place an unlaunched page on all public facing pages of your school. So before you can go into launch mode, you need to have a look when it's off, preview. This is what anybody going to the school as a member of the public will see. And up here it says your school is not live yet. To launch your school, complete the remaining steps. So while your school is unlaunched, nothing is going to show up here. It's just a blank page with a warning. So if you launch your school, click on and go preview. That warning goes away, and if we had any courses up here that have been published, those course tiles would show here. So initially you can launch your school, you're not sending any traffic to it, so at least you know it's launched. So when you do add something, add a course and publish it, you know it's going to show up. Labs, this is new, and you can enable comments for your course, so we'll click on that, and we've done that. And there's some links here about setting up VETTEX. This is a beta thing at the moment, and I'm not actually sure whether it's completely working. I've read some comments in the Facebook group that say it's not, so I'm actually going to produce a course which shows how to integrate another platform that takes care of the VAT taxes. So we're not going to cover that in this lesson, but basically, I'll click back on the basics here. We have our site name. We'll put in the site heading, description, your email from name, Facebook and Twitter username if you want to have those, your payout details with your PayPal email address, what emails you want to receive to be notified of students enrolling in your course, launch mode, turn it to on so that your courses will show up when they're published, labs, turn the comments on. After that, we come back to the dashboard, you go to courses, and this is where you add a course. Now, if you've got existing courses on Udemy, this is where you would click to import a course that you own from Udemy. To create a course from scratch on Teachable, click this button, add a course, give it a name, the author will automatically put you subtitle, and in here you can put anything that you like. You can add pictures, links, change the font color, give background color, change font size. Over here, normal text, headers, code. So it's quite flexible, and clicking on this button, you can add straight HTML. When you're happy with that, you click there and create your course. It will tell you that your course is created. Adding content to your course is done twofold. It's sections, and it automatically adds the first section for you, and you can change the name of the section here. Whoops. That's what happens when you click on your caps button. Once you've entered your section title, click the tick, and that is added. And then come over to put your first new lecture under that section. Do the same for its title. I think we'll spell it right. Tick it. And then under this, you can choose to add files like PDFs, videos, audios. Drag them in, or click here and choose files. You get this menu that opens up, and you can choose from your computer, so on and so forth. We're not going to do that right now, so I'm going to click on the Choose Files button, and it opens up Windows Explorer, so I can go find a file on my computer, but I'm going to cancel Now you'll notice that in this window there is this warning here that this lecture will not be visible to anyone until you publish it. But before we publish it, we actually need to add some content. So we can go to add text. In here, my lesson goes here. And again, you have the same functionality. You can bold words, you can italic, you can underline, you can do bulleted lists, you can indent, you can create links, you can change the alignment, you can add images, so on and so forth. It's all there for you. Once you've got your lesson content in there, you click add, and then that lesson content comes down here. If you want to add to it or edit it, you just click edit attachment and it opens up that edit window for you again, and you can make your edits and additions to that lesson and click save. You can add more content in here and it will show up underneath that content, and then you can drag and drop. So you can add as much as you like. If you want to add a quiz on the same page, you can do that here. Click add a quiz button and go on. Here is where you turn on or off the comments for this lecture. We can turn them on. And when you're happy with that, you can publish that lecture. Now we want to preview what this is going to look like for the student. So we click the preview button. And here's my lecture content up here. My lesson goes here. Here's the sidebar menu with my lecture. And here's the place to leave comments. Okay, we go back into the back end. And this is we can go click the arrow up here, and under our main dashboard, here's our school, here's the dashboard, here's courses, and here's our first course showing up that we're working on. Now this course itself is not published, that's why it looks greyed out. So we click back into the course and we go to add course content. And this is a new lecture. We can go, this is my second lesson, lecture, whatever you want. Click on add text. Another lesson. We'll click add. Turn the comments on. We'll go publish. We'll go preview. If the school was live, we now have 2 lectures. The first one, my lesson goes here. The second one, another lesson. And when students are going through the lessons, they will complete and continue, and this measurement here will tell them how far through the course they are as they go through. Let's go back to the back office. That lesson is published. You can also click on the unpublish button, unpublish any lesson. Now because we're still setting this content up, this menu is still showing at the top, so we've added information, we've added course content. Then we want to go to add a price. If you want to sell your course, You can leave it as free, that's totally okay. But if you want to sell your course, this is where you set up subscriptions if you want monthly or annual billing, a one-time purchase, or a payment plan for a fixed number of monthly plans. So you have three choices there to set up your pricing. You can click on finish. You can preview the curriculum. You can preview sales page. You continue editing your course. And when you've added all the lectures that you want to, you come back to this information page and you publish your course. If you have unpublished lectures, you can publish them as well, or you can just publish the course. We'll go yes, publish both. Click the save button for good measure. Now here we can go to preview our sales page, which there won't be very much on it because we didn't add very much to it. That's what we look like for now. It's not open for enrollment. So we want to go back to first course. Go to next. And we'll click on my test score. And we have one featured course because we have now published it. This has been a very quick overview of how to set up your school, basically showing you which buttons to click on and where they are to get different things published and add payment details and so on. I hope it's helped you.